Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, the new edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show since it's a new year, coming at you right here over the airwaves of ESPN Radio, 250-plus markets across the United States of America, plus ESPN Radio on Sirius XM Channel 80, plus ESPN Radio simulcast over the live national television airwaves of ESPN News. Number to call up as always is 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. The Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores with free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. That's Credit Karma, K-A-R-M-A. Get knowing. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts. Got a lot of stuff on my mind. Been off the airwaves since Friday, like December 21st. I've been gone pretty much the last 12 days or so. Happy New Year to everybody. Let's make 2019 even greater than 2018 was. Hope y'all all had an absolutely happy and wonderful holiday season. Wish you all nothing but the best. Now that I've got the pleasantries out of the way, I couldn't wait to get back to work today. I couldn't wait to do the radio show. I know my man Jonathan and my man JC and others missed me. I missed y'all too, damn it. But I got a lot of stuff on my mind. You really, and by the way, and let me be very, very clear. Don't expect to hear a damn guest today. I'm not interested in talking to anybody. I don't want to guess. I don't want my time interrupted. I got a lot of stuff off my chest to get off my chest. I've been holding this stuff in for days. So for the entire 2 hours, with the exception of commercial breaks, which, by the way, I can do without sometimes, let me be very, very clear. Don't expect to hear from nobody but me today. This is my time. Oh, I couldn't wait for the day. You really, really think I didn't have anything to say about all these firings that was taking place in the National Football League? I'll get to that in a second. Let me say this about Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin, and my Pittsburgh Steelers missing the playoffs. What a damn shame. I mean, when you consider the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the offensive firepower that they have, even without Le'Veon Bell, Connor at your running back, even though he missed 3 of the last 4 games. Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 number 1 wideouts. You got Eli Rogers, who can ball too. You got Vance McDonald and Jesse James at the tight end spot. You got a stout offensive line. You got a 2-time Super Bowl champion at your quarterback spot. You're playing within an AFC North division that you were up by at least 2 games with a 7-2-1 record after winning 6 straight. Only to flop over the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season, ending up with only 9 victories on the season, losing 4 of your last 6 games, and losing in a division where a rookie quarterback, Baker Mayfield, was one guy, and the other guy was a rookie of Lamar Jackson, and the other team were the hapless Cincinnati Bengals, who finally came to their damn senses and got rid of Marvin Lewis. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers with that roster, and you don't make the playoffs? It's inexcusable. I'm a huge, huge fan of Mike Tomlin, as you all know. No, I do not believe for 1 second he deserves to be fired. That's just unbelievable that people would even come with that nonsense. But he's not above reproach. You can criticize him while still supporting him, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Mike Tomlin didn't do a good job this year. Mike Tomlin didn't do a good job managing the egos and personalities. There were times he didn't do a great job with the play calling, like going for it on a 4th and 5 against New Orleans, while at the same time taking the ball out of big Ben Roethlisberger's hand. You're going to go for it on 4th and 5. You need to put it in Ben Roethlisberger's hands instead of a fake punt. A field goal kicker you're stuck with, despite the fact that he was sticking up the year all year long? I mean, don't even get me started. But I would tell you this. Despite him dropping the ball and not doing the kind of job we would expect of him, there's no excuse for the way that Antonio Brown reportedly has conducted himself. Now, I know to Antonio Brown, and there's several occasions I've spoken to Antonio Brown. So in the interest of full disclosure, I want y'all to know that. Yes, I did speak to him over the last few days. And he does not look very good. Because when you are supposedly injured, but in the same breath, out of touch with the team where the coaches and the players can't get in touch with you, and you're missing practices or final walkthroughs and all of this other stuff, ain't got no time for that. Can't happen. It's unprofessional. But let's be clear. Antonio Brown is not devoid of his frustrations. Big Ben Roethlisberger, a future Hall of Famer, a man that I don't want him to leave as quarterback of my Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's face reality. He doesn't have the greatest reputation with his teammates. Can we finally say that? Are we finally ready to say that? And by the way, to you television producers out there, I like this angle right here. I don't want no side angle where everybody can see my peanut of a head with the noggin on the back and a beak for a nose. The slightest chance I have at being attractive is from this angle on ESPN News. Could you keep it right there, please? Right here. Thank you. Big Ben Roethlisberger. How many years are we going to say he's throwing guys under the bus? He's not accepting enough culpability. The relationship that he was supposed to ingratiate himself with the other players isn't necessarily there. How many times are we going to sit up there and just say that and just shove it aside like it's not a big deal? It's a big deal. And at some point in time, Antonio Brown may have been absolutely positively wrong in how he has elected to handle it, but I think we got to go deeper than that. We got to look at why. I don't think he likes Big Ben Roethlisberger that much. If there is any truth to Antonio Brown wanting to be traded, I think it has everything to do with Big Ben Roethlisberger and not wanting to play for him anymore at quarterback. I think that's what this is about. And I don't want to hear all of this noise about Juju Smith-Schuster. I got mad love for Juju Smith-Schuster. He can ball. But did it ever occur to anybody that the reason why he looks like a number one receiver is because there's a secondary that has to worry about that guy on the other side of the field? That's his teammate in Antonio Brown? Did anybody ever think about that? Because if you haven't, you should. Antonio Brown, for these idiots out here, flat out flagrant idiots who want this guy to be traded, let me remind you, we're talking about a guy that has had a minimum of 101 receptions per season over the last 6 years. That has accumulated a minimum of 1,284 yards per season over the last 6 years. That is universally recognized as one of the top 2 receivers in the NFL consistently over that period of time. That led the league with 15 touchdowns this year. And he don't need to be a part of your team because of your feelings? What the hell are we running here? What kind of clinic is this? Last time I checked, if you're a high-end producer, figure it out. What's the last, when it comes to my mind, the last time something like that was tried was when the Philadelphia Eagles elected to let go of T.O. How did that help Donovan McNabb? And yes, Donovan McNabb at the time could make a very, very salient point about how T.O. may have been a headache. And people could have pointed out how he might have had a cancerous effect or whatever the case may be. Who the hell said you got to get along and sing Kumbaya to one another all the damn time in order to work together? I thought this was professional sports. This ain't college. This ain't high school. These are grown-ass men. Your job is to do your job first. What's the problem? I don't understand this at all. I just don't get it. And I love how we talk about Mike Tomlin and his level of culpability. Nobody said that about Andy Reid when it was going on in Philadelphia with Donovan McNabb and T.O. Why is that? Mike Tomlin did not do a great job this year, without question. He fell short. He underachieved. If I'm the Roonies, I have him in the office, and I'm telling him that. But I'm also letting him know that my expectations for him are great because he's been great. And I believe he could be great again. So fix the issues and move forward. That's what I'm doing. Some of y'all want him fired. But when T.O. and Donovan McNabb was getting into it and Andy Reid was the coach, nobody said anything. When T.O. was in Dallas and Jason Witten and Tony Romo may have preferred that he be gone, nobody brought up Jason Garrett. So why we got to bring up Tomlin when it comes to Big Ben and Antonio Brown? These ain't rookies. Say ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. Let me go a step further and get into something that I want to get into. At the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, John, there are 8 NFL head coaching openings. That would be the Cleveland Browns,